Hello there, and welcome to Midnight Science. I'm so glad you found your way here tonight, because tonight we're diving into something extraordinary, the science and mystery of love. Wherever you find yourself right now, curled up in bed, nestled in a favorite chair, or watching the darkness settle outside your window, let this be your moment to pause. Allow the static of your day to fade into the background, tensions to ease away, and your mind to drift like clouds across a twilight sky. Tonight, we're wandering through love in every direction it flows. Not only the butterflies and heartbeats of romance, though those will find us too, but the unshakable bonds woven between families, the steadfast comfort of true friendship, the surprising encounters that redirect our lives, and yes, the fascinating science pulsing beneath it all. From the neurochemicals that flood your system when you see someone special, to the evolutionary blueprints written deep in our biology, from the ways love literally rewires your neural pathways to the tiny, tender moments that accumulate into forever. Love is deeper, stranger, and more miraculous than we often stop to consider. Some of what unfolds tonight might catch you off guard. Other insights may simply wash over you like waves lapping at the shore, gentle, intriguing, and quietly unforgettable. If these moments of calm curiosity resonate with you, I'd love for you to like and subscribe. It helps this little corner of peace reach others searching for it, one restless mind at a time. Also, I'd love to know where you're tuning in from and what time it is there. It's fascinating to see how these videos connect people from around the world. Now, just settle in. Take a long, slow breath. Let the weight drop from your shoulders. Soften your expression and give your thoughts permission to roam freely. Because tonight, we're floating through the most profound human experience, the invisible thread that binds us together, the power that has inspired countless songs, paintings, stories, and revolutions. Let's begin this gentle exploration of love. Your heart and your brain synchronize when you're in love. When two people fall in love, something remarkable happens beneath the surface. Their bodies begin to mirror each other in subtle ways. Studies have shown that when couples sit close together, especially when they're deeply connected, their heart rates and breathing patterns can synchronize. It's not conscious. You don't try to match your breath to theirs. It simply happens. A quiet biological harmony that emerges from proximity and affection. But it goes deeper than that. Brain imaging research reveals that when people in love look at photos of their partners, specific regions light up. Areas associated with reward, motivation, and focus. The same regions that activate when we experience pleasure or achieve a goal. Your brain, in essence, treats love like a profound reward, something worth pursuing, protecting, and returning to again and again. This synchronization isn't limited to romantic love either. Mothers and infants show similar patterns, their nervous systems attuning to one another in the first days and weeks of life. Friends who've known each other for decades may find their gestures, speech patterns, and even emotional responses aligning over time. Love, it seems, is not just felt. It's shared, written into the rhythm of two bodies moving through the world together. The ancient Greeks had 8 different words for love. We often use the word love as if it's a single thing, one feeling that covers everything from pizza to partners. But the ancient Greeks understood something we sometimes forget. Love comes in many forms, each with its own texture, depth, and meaning. They had at least 8 words to describe it, each capturing a different kind of connection. There was eros, passionate and romantic, the love that burns hot and consumes. Philia, the deep affection between friends, built on mutual respect and shared experience. Storge, the natural tender love between family members, especially parents and children. Agape, a selfless, unconditional love, often associated with the divine or a love for all humanity. Then there was Ludus, the playful, flirtatious love of early romance. Pragma, the mature, enduring love that develops over years of commitment. Philautia, self-love, which could be either healthy or narcissistic, depending on its expression. And finally, mania, obsessive love, intense and sometimes overwhelming. Each of these forms exist today, sometimes all at once in the same relationship. What begins as eros may deepen into pragma. Philia can carry notes of agape, and philautia, when balanced, supports all the others. The Greeks gave us a map, a way to name the many flavors of connection that color our lives. Love is not one note, it's a symphony. Falling in love has a similar effect on your brain as cocaine. It sounds dramatic, but it's true. The early stages of romantic love activate the brain's reward system in ways that closely resemble the effects of certain drugs, specifically regions rich in dopamine, a neurotransmitter associated with pleasure, motivation, and craving, light up intensely when you see or think about someone you're falling for. Dopamine is the same chemical that surges when you eat something delicious, win a game, or yes, use stimulants like cocaine. This doesn't mean love is an addiction in the clinical sense, but it does explain why new love can feel so intoxicating, why you can't stop thinking about them, why time seems to distort, and ordinary moments feel electric. Your brain is flooded with feel-good chemicals, and it wants more. This intense neurochemical state doesn't last forever, and that's actually healthy. Over time, the dopamine rush mellows, and other systems take over, ones associated with attachment, trust, and long-term bonding. But in those early days and weeks, your brain is genuinely altered. You're not imagining the euphoria. You're experiencing a powerful biological response, a cascade of chemistry designed to pull you toward connection. So if love feels a little like a drug, that's because, in a way, it is a natural, profound, and deeply human one. Heartbreak activates the same brain regions as physical pain. When we say a breakup hurts, we're not speaking metaphorically. Neuroscience has shown that emotional pain from rejection or loss activates the same areas of the brain that process physical pain. The anterior cingulate cortex and the insula, regions involved in sensing bodily harm, light up during heartbreak just as they would if you touched a hot stove or stubbed your toe. This overlap explains why grief can feel so visceral, why a breakup might leave you clutching your chest, why loneliness can ache in your bones. Your brain doesn't distinguish clearly between physical and emotional wounds. Pain is pain, and the body responds accordingly. Stress hormones flood your system. Sleep becomes difficult. Appetite changes, and the world can feel heavy and grey. But just as physical wounds heal, so do emotional ones. The brain is remarkably adaptable. Over time, new neural pathways form, old patterns fade, and the intensity softens. Heartbreak, as devastating as it feels in the moment, is not permanent. It's a process, a kind of injury that the mind and body know how to repair, slowly, gently, and with patience. In the quiet hours of healing, remember this: the pain is real, but so is the recovery. Couples who laugh together tend to stay together longer. Laughter is more than just a response to humor. It's a social glue, a way of signaling safety, connection, and mutual understanding. And in romantic relationships, shared laughter is one of the strongest predictors of long-term satisfaction and stability. When couples laugh together, especially in the face of stress or conflict, they're doing something powerful. They're releasing tension, creating positive associations, and reminding each other that they're on the same team. Laughter floods the body with endorphins, the brain's natural feel-good chemicals, and it synchronizes emotional states, bringing two people into a shared moment of lightness. Research shows that couples who report frequent laughter together also report higher levels of intimacy, better communication, and greater resilience during tough times. It's not that they don't face challenges, it's that they've found a way to navigate them with joy, to break the weight of difficulty with a smile or a joke that only they understand. Humor doesn't have to be elaborate. Sometimes it's an inside joke, a silly nickname, or just the ability to be goofy together without judgment. In those moments, love becomes playful and the relationship breathes, because life is serious enough, and sometimes the best thing you can do for love is to let it laugh. The longest marriage on record lasted 86 years. In 1743, a couple named Lazarus Rowe and Molly Webber married in New Hampshire. They stayed together through wars, seasons, losses, and countless quiet days. When Lazarus died in 1829, they had been married for 86 years. Molly was 104, Lazarus was 105. It's hard to imagine what 86 years of marriage looks like. The conversations, the routines, the way they must have learned each other's rhythms so completely that words became optional. They lived through the birth of a nation, the turn of centuries, and the slow unfolding of a shared life that outlasted most of the world around them. Not all love stories need to last that long to be meaningful, but this one reminds us that endurance is possible, that love, when tended carefully, can stretch across generations. It's not always easy, it's not always passionate, but it can be steady, warm, and deeply rooted. In the end, love is less about fireworks and more about the quiet decision to stay. Day after day, year after year, until the story is complete. Holding hands can reduce physical pain. Touch is one of the oldest languages we have, and when it comes from someone we trust, it has the power to heal, or at least to soothe. Studies have shown that holding hands with a loved one can actually reduce the perception of physical pain. In one experiment, participants were exposed to mild pain while either holding their partner's hand, holding a stranger's hand, or holding no one's hand at all. Those who held their partner's hand reported significantly less pain. Brain scans revealed that the areas associated with pain processing were quieter, calmer, as if the presence of a loved one acted as a buffer against the hurt. This isn't just psychological comfort, it's a measurable physiological response. Touch releases oxytocin, often called the bonding hormone, which promotes feelings of safety and connection. It also lowers cortisol, the stress hormone, helping the body relax and recover. So when someone reaches for your hand in a moment of fear, sadness, or pain, they're not just seeking comfort. They're activating an ancient biological system designed to help us endure together. A simple gesture, fingers intertwined, can say what words cannot. I'm here. You're not alone. We'll get through this. Romantic love changes the brain for at least a year. The early stages of romantic love don't just feel different. They are different, biologically speaking. For about 12 to 18 months, your brain operates in a heightened state, flooded with dopamine, norepinephrine, and other neurochemicals that increase focus, energy, and emotional intensity. During this period, the brain's reward system is highly active, reinforcing thoughts and behaviors related to the person you love. You think about them constantly. You notice details. You feel energized in their presence and distracted in their absence. It's not obsession in a harmful sense, though it can feel overwhelming. It's your brain forming a powerful attachment, cementing this person as important, valuable, worth protecting. But around the 1-year mark, things begin to shift. The intensity mellows, dopamine levels stabilize, and other systems, particularly those involving oxytocin and vasopressin, take over. These hormones are associated with long-term bonding, trust, and companionship. The relationship doesn't become less meaningful. It becomes deeper, quieter, more grounded. This transition is natural and necessary. If we stayed in that heightened state forever, we'd burn out. The shift from passionate love to companionate love isn't a loss. It's an evolution, a movement from fire to warmth, from spark to steady glow. Love can lower your blood pressure. Love isn't just good for the soul, it's good for the heart, literally. People in happy, supportive relationships tend to have lower blood pressure than those who are single or in stressful relationships. The effect is particularly strong in long-term partnerships where trust and affection are well established. Why does this happen? Part of it is stress reduction. When you feel safe, valued, and connected, your body produces less cortisol and adrenaline, the hormones that keep you on edge. Instead, it releases oxytocin, which has a calming effect on the cardiovascular system. Your heart rate slows. Your blood vessels relax. Over time, their gentle buffering can lead to better overall heart health. Of course, not all relationships have this effect. Conflict, uncertainty, or emotional neglect can do the opposite, raising stress and putting strain on the body. But when love is steady, kind, and reciprocal, it acts like medicine, a daily dose of connection that keeps the heart soft and the body at ease. In the quiet rhythm of a loving relationship, your body learns to rest. The smell of a loved one can reduce stress. Scent is one of the most powerful triggers of memory and emotion. And when it comes to love, the smell of a partner can have a profound calming effect. Research has shown that people who smell their partner's clothing, even without knowing whose it is, experience lower levels of cortisol, the stress hormone. This makes evolutionary sense. In early human history, recognizing the scent of a mate or family member signaled safety and belonging. That wiring is still with us. The olfactory system is directly connected to the brain's limbic system, which governs emotion and memory. A familiar scent can bypass conscious thought and speak directly to the part of you that feels safe or afraid. So if you've ever found comfort in wearing a partner's sweater or keeping a shirt that smells like them, you're not being sentimental. You're responding to a real biological signal. Their scent tells your body, you are not alone, you are cared for, you can relax. In the absence of touch or words, sometimes a scent is enough. Eye contact can create feelings of love, even between strangers. There's something quietly powerful about looking into someone's eyes. In a famous study, psychologist Arthur Aaron paired strangers and had them ask each other a series of increasingly personal questions, followed by 4 minutes of uninterrupted eye contact. Many participants reported feeling a deep sense of connection afterward. Some even fell in love. Eye contact is intimate in a way few other gestures are. It requires vulnerability. You can't hide when someone is truly looking at you. And when that gaze is returned with warmth and openness, it creates a feedback loop. I see you. You see me. We are here together. This doesn't mean you'll fall in love with everyone you make eye contact with. Context, intention, and chemistry all matter. But it does suggest that sustained, genuine eye contact can open a door. It slows time. It invites presence. It says, without words, that the other person matters. In a world full of distractions, eye contact is a gift, a moment of full attention. And sometimes that's where love begins. Butterflies in your stomach are caused by adrenaline, that fluttery feeling you get when you see someone you're attracted to. It's not just nerves, it's adrenaline, your body's way of preparing for something important. When you encounter someone who excites you, your brain perceives them as significant, maybe even a little risky, and it triggers the fight or flight response. Your heart rate increases. Blood flow shifts away from your digestive system and toward your muscles. Your stomach, suddenly receiving less blood, reacts with that familiar fluttery, queasy sensation. You're not sick. You're activated, primed for connection, attention, or action. This response is ancient, rooted in survival. In early human history, meeting a potential mate was a high-stakes event. It required energy, focus, and a bit of courage. Your body still treats it that way, even if you're just walking into a coffee shop or sending a text. The butterflies don't last forever. As the relationship stabilizes and your brain no longer perceives the person as novel or uncertain, the adrenaline fades. But in those early moments, that nervous, thrilling flutter is your body saying, "This matters. Pay attention." Love can make you more creative. When you're in love, the world feels different. Colors seem brighter. Music sounds richer. Ideas flow more freely. And there's science behind that. Studies have shown that thinking about romantic love can enhance creative thinking, particularly in tasks that require abstract, big-picture reasoning. The connection seems to be linked to the emotional and cognitive shifts that love induces. When you're in love, your brain is more open, more willing to make unusual connections, more inclined to think beyond the immediate and practical. Love expands your mental horizons. It invites possibility. Artists, writers, and musicians have known this for centuries. Some of the world's most enduring works of art were born from love, whether fulfilled, lost, or longed for. Love doesn't just inspire creativity. It seems to unlock it, loosening the grip of routine thinking and inviting something freer, more playful, and more expressive. So if you've ever felt a sudden burst of inspiration after falling for someone, you're not imagining it. Love is opening doors in your mind, and who knows what you might create when you walk through them. Cuddling releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone. Oxytocin is often called the love hormone. and for good reason. It's released during physical touch, especially during intimate moments like hugging, cuddling, or holding hands. This hormone plays a central role in bonding, trust, and emotional connection. When oxytocin floods your system, it creates feelings of warmth, safety, and closeness. It reduces anxiety, lowers blood pressure, and even dampens the brain's fear response. In mothers and newborns, oxytocin helps establish the deep attachment necessary for caregiving. In romantic partners, it reinforces the bond, making physical closeness feel rewarding and comforting. Interestingly, oxytocin doesn't just make you feel good. It also makes you more attuned to your partner's emotions. It enhances empathy, making it easier to read facial expressions and respond to emotional cues. In this way, oxytocin doesn't just bond you to another person. It helps you understand them. So when you curl up with someone you love, you're not just being affectionate. You're activating a biological system designed to bring you closer, one quiet moment at a time. Some animals mate for life. Humans aren't the only creatures capable of lifelong commitment. In the animal kingdom, several species form bonds that last a lifetime. Swans, for example, are famous for their monogamy. Once they choose a mate, they stay together year after year, often returning to the same nesting site and raising cygnets side by side. Wolves too form lasting pair bonds. An alpha pair typically leads the pack, and they remain devoted to each other, hunting together, raising pups, and defending their territory as a team. Albatrosses are another striking example. These seabirds may spend months apart, soaring over vast oceans, but when breeding season arrives, they return to the same partner, performing elaborate dances to reaffirm their bond. Gibbons, small apes native to Southeast Asia, are among the few primates that form monogamous pairs. They sing duets together, their voices intertwining in the forest canopy, a song that strengthens their connection and marks their territory. These bonds aren't always perfect. Some species do divorce if a pair fails to successfully reproduce, but in many cases, the commitment is real, deep, and enduring. Love, or something very much like it, exists far beyond the human experience. Babies recognize their parents' voices before they're born. Long before a baby takes its first breath, it's already listening. By the third trimester, a fetus can hear sounds from the outside world, muffled and filtered, but present. And among all the sounds, the ones it hears most often are the voices of its parents, especially the mothers. Studies have shown that newborns prefer their mother's voice over others, even just hours after birth. They'll turn their heads toward it, calm more quickly when they hear it, and even adjust their sucking rhythm to hear it more clearly. This preference isn't learned after birth. It's formed in the womb through repeated exposure. The father's voice, if frequently present during pregnancy, also becomes familiar. Babies can recognize it too, responding with calm or curiosity when they hear it. This early recognition lays the groundwork for attachment, for trust, and for the beginnings of communication. Love, in a sense, begins before we even arrive. In the muffled quiet of the womb, a voice reaches through saying softly, "I'm here. I'm waiting for you. I already know you." People are more likely to fall in love in dangerous situations. There's a curious phenomenon in psychology called misattribution of arousal. It suggests that when we experience heightened physical arousal, Like an elevated heart rate or rapid breathing, our brain sometimes misattributes that arousal to whatever or whoever is nearby. In one famous study, researchers had men cross either a sturdy, stable bridge or a rickety, swaying suspension bridge high above a river. Afterward, an attractive woman asked them a few questions. The men who'd crossed the scary bridge were far more likely to call her later and express interest. Their bodies had been activated by fear, but their brains interpreted that activation as attraction. This doesn't mean love is a trick or that danger creates false feelings, but it does suggest that intensity, whether from fear, excitement, or adrenaline, can amplify emotional connection. Roller coasters, haunted houses, adventurous trips, these shared thrills can bring people closer, not because they're inherently romantic, but because they create a heightened state that the brain links to the person beside you. Love may not need danger to grow, but a little adrenaline, it turns out, doesn't hurt. The average person falls in love 7 times before marriage. Love is rarely a straight line. Most people don't meet their lifelong partner on the first try. Instead, they stumble through a series of connections, some brief, some lasting, each one teaching them something about themselves, about intimacy, and about what they truly need. Research suggests that the average person experiences about 7 significant romantic relationships before settling into a long-term commitment like marriage. Some of these are deep and transformative. Others are lighter, exploratory, perhaps even mistakes, but each one shapes the heart in some way. With each love, we learn. We discover what we can tolerate and what we can't. We uncover our own patterns, our fears, our hopes. We practice vulnerability, communication, and repair. And slowly, through trial and error, we become better at love, not because we're perfect, but because we've learned from imperfection. So if you've loved and lost more than once, you're not failing, you're learning. And every time you open your heart again, you're braver than before. Love can improve your immune system. When you're in a healthy, supportive relationship, your body doesn't just feel good emotionally, it functions better physically. Studies have shown that people in loving relationships have stronger immune responses, recover more quickly from illness, and even live longer than those who are isolated or in unhappy relationships. The mechanism seems to involve stress reduction. Chronic stress weakens the immune system, making you more vulnerable to infection and slower to heal. But love, particularly the steady, secure kind, reduces stress. It provides emotional support, a sense of safety, and a buffer against life's difficulties. When you feel loved, your body produces less cortisol and more oxytocin. Your nervous system shifts from a state of vigilance to one of rest and repair. Over time, this creates a physiological environment where healing happens more easily, where inflammation decreases, and where the body's defenses remain strong. Love, in this way, is protective, not just for the heart, but for the whole body. A quiet medicine taken daily in small doses of kindness, presence, and care. Some people are born unable to feel romantic love. For most people, romantic love is a central part of life, but for a small percentage of the population, it's not. These individuals identify as aromantic, meaning they don't experience romantic attraction. It's not that they're broken or emotionally unavailable. They simply don't feel the pull toward romantic partnership that others do. Aromantic people can still form deep, meaningful connections. They may have close friendships, strong family bonds, or other forms of intimacy that fulfill them. They might experience aesthetic attraction, sexual attraction, or platonic love. But the specific desire for romance, the longing for a romantic partner, isn't part of their experience. This is different from choosing to be single or avoiding relationships out of fear. It's a fundamental orientation, as natural to them as romantic attraction is to others, and it challenges the common assumption that everyone wants or needs romantic love to be happy. Love comes in many forms. For some, it's romantic. For others, it's found elsewhere. And both are valid, complete and whole. The tradition of wedding rings dates back to ancient Egypt. The circle has long been a symbol of eternity. No beginning, no end. Continuous and unbroken. And for thousands of years, humans have used rings to signify lasting commitment. The tradition appears to have begun in ancient Egypt, where couples exchanged rings made of braided reeds or leather, worn on the fourth finger of the left hand. The Egyptians believed this finger contained a vein that ran directly to the heart, a belief that persisted for centuries and gave rise to the term vein of love. Though anatomically inaccurate, the symbolism was powerful. A ring on that finger meant the heart was claimed, bound, and spoken for. The Romans adopted the practice, using iron rings to symbolize strength and permanence. Later, gold became the standard, representing value and beauty. Diamonds didn't become common until much later, popularized by marketing in the 20th century, but the core symbol remained the same. A ring is small, simple, and easy to overlook, but on the right hand, given in the right moment, it becomes a promise worn every day, a quiet reminder, visible to the world and to the wearer, that love is present, chosen, and enduring. Love letters have existed for thousands of years. Long before text messages, phone calls, or even telegrams, people found ways to send their love across distance. Written letters, carefully composed and carried by hand or messenger, became vessels for longing, affection, and intimacy. Some of the oldest known love letters date back over 3,000 years. In ancient Mesopotamia, clay tablets inscribed with cuneiform revealed tender messages between spouses separated by duty or travel. In ancient Rome, poets like Ovid wrote elaborate letters filled with passion and wit. And throughout history, soldiers, sailors, and travelers have written home to loved ones, their words a lifeline across miles and months. These letters weren't just practical communication. They were acts of love. Each sentence required thought, effort, and vulnerability. There was no delete button, no autocorrect, just a person, a page, and the hope that their words would reach the one they missed. Even in the digital age, the essence remains. We still send messages to say, "I'm thinking of you, I miss you, you matter to me." The medium changes, but the need to reach across distance and say "I love you," that has never faded. Marriages between best friends tend to be happier. There's a common narrative about love. That passion is what matters most. That chemistry is everything. But research tells a different story. Long-term studies of married couples reveal that those who consider their spouse their best friend report significantly higher levels of happiness and satisfaction. Friendship brings something passion alone cannot: ease, trust, and genuine enjoyment of each other's company. Best friends laugh together. They share interests, values, and a history of mutual support. They've seen each other at their worst and chosen to stay. When romantic intensity fades, as it naturally does over time, friendship remains, a sturdy foundation that holds the relationship even through storms. This doesn't mean passion isn't important, but it suggests that the most enduring relationships are built on something quieter and deeper. The ability to talk for hours or sit in comfortable silence. The shared jokes, the inside references, the sense that this person truly knows you and likes what they see. Love may begin with attraction, but it lasts through friendship. And the couples who weather decades together often say the same thing. I married my best friend. Your pupils dilate when you look at someone you love. The eyes, it's often said, are the windows to the soul. And when it comes to attraction and love, they reveal more than we might realize. When you look at someone you're drawn to, your pupils automatically dilate, growing larger to take in more light, more detail, more of them. This response is controlled by the autonomic nervous system, the part of your body that operates without conscious thought. It happens because the brain is aroused, interested, focused. Pupil dilation is linked to emotional engagement, whether from excitement, curiosity, or affection. Interestingly, this response is mutual. When someone sees your pupils dilate, even subconsciously, they often perceive you as more attractive, more engaged, more present. It's a silent signal of interest, a biological feedback loop that draws two people closer without a single word exchanged. So the next time you lock eyes with someone you care about, know that your body is speaking. Quietly, honestly, and beyond your control, and theirs might be answering. Love songs make up the majority of popular music throughout human history. From ancient ballads to modern pop hits, one theme dominates our songs: love. Whether it's the joy of falling, the ache of longing, the pain of loss, or the comfort of a companionship, love is the subject we return to again and again. Studies of popular music reveal that more than half of all chart-topping songs are about romantic love. The percentage is even higher in certain genres. Love songs resonate because they capture something universal. We've all felt the flutter of new attraction, the devastation of heartbreak, or the warmth of being truly seen. Music gives shape to feelings we struggle to express. It names the unnamed. When words fail, a song can speak for us. And when we hear someone else's love song, we recognize ourselves in it. We're reminded that what we feel, others have felt too. We're not alone in our longing or our joy. So we keep writing them, singing them, playing them on repeat. Because love, in all its forms, is the story we never tire of telling. Touch deprivation can lead to physical and emotional pain. Humans are wired for touch. From the moment we're born, physical contact is essential, not just for comfort, but for survival and development. Babies who aren't held enough can suffer from failure to thrive, a condition where they stop growing and developing normally despite adequate nutrition. But the need for touch doesn't end in childhood. Adults too require physical connection. Prolonged touch deprivation, especially during periods of isolation or loneliness, can lead to increased stress, anxiety, depression, and even physical pain. The body craves the reassurance that touch provides, the oxytocin release, the nervous system regulation, the simple reminder that you are not alone. During times of social distancing or isolation, many people reported feeling what some called skin hunger, a deep, visceral longing for human contact. A hug, a hand on the shoulder, even a brief touch can communicate safety, affection, and presence in ways words cannot. Touch is a language older than speech, and when it's absent, we feel the silence. Couples often start to look alike over time. It's a strange phenomenon, but one that many people have observed. Long-term couples sometimes begin to resemble each other. Their faces seem to mirror one another, their expressions align, and even their physical features can appear more similar than when they first met. Part of this may be perception. When we see two people together frequently, our brains begin to associate them, and we might unconsciously emphasize their similarities, but there's likely more to it. Couples share diets, lifestyles, sleep schedules, and stress levels, all of which can subtly influence facial features, weight, skin, and overall appearance. There's also the theory of empathetic mimicry. Over years of living together, couples mirror each other's expressions so frequently, smiling when the other smiles, frowning in shared concern, that their facial muscles develop in similar ways, etching similar lines and contours. It's not universal, and it's not scientifically certain, but it's a tender possibility that over time, through shared life and accumulated moments, two people don't just grow together emotionally, they grow together physically, their faces becoming quiet maps of a life lived side by side. Acts of kindness increase feelings of love. Love isn't just something you feel, it's something you do. And one of the most effective ways to strengthen a relationship is through consistent, thoughtful acts of kindness. These don't have to be grand gestures. In fact, research suggests that small, frequent acts are more powerful than occasional big ones. Making coffee for your partner in the morning, leaving a note in their bag, doing a chore they hate without being asked, listening without interrupting. These small moments accumulate. They create a climate of care, a sense that you are seen, valued, and thought of, even in the mundane rhythms of daily life. Interestingly, performing acts of kindness doesn't just benefit the receiver, it also deepens the giver's feelings of affection. When you actively show love, you reinforce it in yourself. The behavior shapes the emotion, which in turn motivates more behavior. It becomes a self-sustaining cycle. Love, in this way, is both a feeling and a practice. And the more you practice it, the deeper it grows. The phrase head over heels originally meant the opposite. We use the phrase head over heels in love to describe someone who's completely smitten, tumbling into affection with abandon. But originally, the phrase meant something quite different. In the 14th century, it was heels over head, a vivid image of someone flipping upside down, disoriented and off balance. Over time, the phrase flipped too. Head over heels became the standard, even though technically, your head is already over your heels when you're standing upright. But language isn't always logical. The phrase stuck because it captured something true. The feeling of being turned upside down by love, the delightful vertigo of falling. Love does disorient us. It shifts our priorities, changes our routines, and makes the ordinary feel extraordinary. It's a tumble, a loss of footing, a surrender to something bigger than yourself. And maybe that's why the phrase endures, even in its flipped form. Because whether your head is over your heels or your heels are over your head, the sensation is the same. You've lost your balance, and you don't mind at all. Infants can feel love within their first year. Love isn't something we learn later in life. It's something we experience from the very beginning. Infants, even in their first months, form powerful emotional bonds with their caregivers. These attachments are foundational, shaping how they'll relate to others for the rest of their lives. Babies recognize their parents' faces, voices, and scents. They seek proximity, comfort, and responsiveness. When a caregiver smiles, the baby smiles back. When they're held, their heart rate slows and their stress decreases. These aren't just reflexes, they're the building blocks of love. Research on attachment theory shows that infants who receive consistent loving care develop secure attachments. They learn that the world is safe, that their needs will be met, and that they are worthy of love. This early experience becomes a template, influencing their future relationships, their self-esteem, and their capacity for trust. Love, in this sense, begins before memory. It's felt in the warmth of arms, the rhythm of a heartbeat, the softness of a voice. And though the infant cannot yet name it, they know it, they feel it, and they carry it forward into the life ahead. Love can make time feel slower or faster. Have you ever noticed how time seems to distort when you're in love? In the early stages, minutes can stretch into hours. A single evening together feels endless, rich with detail and possibility. You remember every word, every glance, every small gesture. Later, in the comfort of long-term love, time can feel like it accelerates. Days blur together. Years pass in what feels like moments. You look back and wonder where it all went. Both experiences are real, shaped by attention and emotion. When something is new and emotionally charged, your brain encodes more details, creating richer memories that feel longer in retrospect. When life becomes routine, even happily so, your brain encodes less, and time seems to slip by faster. This is why couples are often encouraged to seek novelty, to break routines and create new experiences together. Not because routine is bad, but because novelty reawakens attention. It slows time down again, even briefly, reminding you to notice each other, to be present, to see the person beside you as if for the first time. In love, time is not fixed. It bends to the shape of your attention. The heart doesn't actually skip a beat, but it can feel that way. When people say their heart skipped a beat, they're describing a sensation, not a literal medical event. What they're likely feeling is a premature ventricular contraction, a common and usually harmless irregularity where the heart beats slightly out of rhythm. These skipped beats often happen during moments of excitement, stress, or strong emotion, including attraction and love. The surge of adrenaline and other stress hormones can temporarily affect your heart's electrical signals, creating that fluttering, pausing sensation in your chest. It's not dangerous. In fact, most people experience it from time to time without even noticing. But when it happens during a moment of connection, a first kiss, a confession of love, a meaningful glance, it feels significant. And in a way, it is. Your body is reacting, responding to something important, something that matters. So while your heart doesn't literally skip, the feeling is real. A brief, breathless pause, as if your body is saying, pay attention. This is a moment to remember. People in love tolerate pain better. Love doesn't just soothe emotional hurt. It can actually dull physical pain. Studies have shown that people in romantic relationships have higher pain thresholds, particularly when they're looking at photos of their partner or holding their hand. In one experiment, participants were exposed to mild pain while viewing images of their loved ones. Brain scans revealed that areas associated with pain processing were less active, and regions linked to reward and safety lit up instead. The presence, even just the image, of a loved one acted as a natural painkiller. This effect is tied to the brain's reward system and the release of endorphins and oxytocin, both of which have pain-reducing properties. Love, in essence, provides a buffer. It doesn't eliminate pain, but it makes it more bearable, more manageable, less overwhelming. In moments of suffering, love reminds us that we're not alone, and sometimes that's enough to make the hurt a little softer. Oxytocin can also increase jealousy and possessiveness. Oxytocin is often celebrated as the love hormone, associated with bonding, trust, and affection. But like most things in biology, it's more complicated than it appears. Oxytocin doesn't just promote closeness. It also intensifies feelings related to social bonds, including jealousy, possessiveness, and in-group favoritism. When you're bonded to someone, oxytocin makes you more protective of that relationship. It sharpens your awareness of threats, real or perceived, and can increase anxiety when you sense your bond is in danger. This is why people in love sometimes feel jealous, even when there's no real reason to be. The same hormone that brings you closer can also make you vigilant. This doesn't mean oxytocin is bad. It's a tool, one that evolution shaped to protect important relationships. But it's a reminder that love is complex, that the same chemistry that creates closeness can also create vulnerability, fear, and the need for reassurance. Love is not just sweetness, it's also vigilance, care wrapped in worry, tenderness edged with fear of loss. Long-distance relationships can be just as strong as close proximity ones. Distance is hard. There's no denying that, but it doesn't doom a relationship. In fact, research suggests that long-distance relationships can be just as satisfying and stable as geographically close ones, sometimes even more so. Why? Because distance forces intentionality. When you can't see each other every day, you have to communicate more deliberately. You share thoughts, feelings, and experiences through words rather than just presence. You plan, you prioritize, you make the most of the time you have together. Long-distance couples also tend to idealize each other slightly, focusing on positive qualities and shared values rather than daily annoyances. This isn't denial, it's perspective, a focus on what matters most. Of course, distance requires trust, patience, and effort. Not every couple can sustain it, but for those who do, the distance can become a testament to commitment, proof that love doesn't need constant proximity to thrive. Sometimes it just needs intention, communication, and the quiet certainty that no matter the miles, you're still connected. Memories of love are often more positive than the reality was. Memory is not a perfect recording. It's a reconstruction, influenced by time, emotion, and the story we tell ourselves. And when it comes to past relationships, our memories often soften with distance, highlighting the good and downplaying the bad. This is especially true for first loves or relationships that ended amicably. We remember the butterflies, the laughter, the moments of closeness. We forget, or at least minimize, the arguments, the misunderstandings, the reasons it didn't work. Psychologists call this rosy retrospection, a cognitive bias where we view the past more favorably than we experienced it at the time. It's not dishonest, it's protective. Our minds naturally emphasize positive memories to help us move forward, to preserve a sense of meaning and warmth even in what has ended. So when you look back on a past love and feel a pang of nostalgia, know that what you're remembering is real, but it's also incomplete. The love was there, but so were the challenges, and both shaped who you are now. Falling in love reduces anxiety and increases confidence. There's a reason people in new relationships seem to glow. They walk a little taller. They smile more easily. They take on challenges they might have avoided before. Love, particularly in its early stages, has a remarkable effect on confidence and self-perception. When someone looks at you with affection, desire, and admiration, it changes how you see yourself. You begin to internalize their gaze, to believe that you are in fact worthy of love. This validation reduces anxiety, quiets self-doubt, and frees you to take risks, whether in relationships, work, or personal growth. Neuroscience supports this. The dopamine and oxytocin released during romantic connection create feelings of well-being and reduce the activity of brain regions associated with fear and negative judgment. You feel safer, more capable, more willing to step into the unknown. Of course, confidence built solely on external validation can be fragile. But when love is healthy and reciprocal, it acts as a springboard, giving you the security to explore, to grow, and to become more fully yourself. Gratitude strengthens romantic relationships. It's easy to take a long-term partner for granted. The daily routines, the predictability, the comfortable familiarity, all of it can blur into background noise. But research shows that one of the simplest and most effective ways to maintain a strong relationship is through gratitude. When you actively notice and express appreciation for the things your partner does, big or small, it creates a positive cycle. They feel seen and valued. You become more aware of their contributions. Both of you feel more connected, more motivated to continue investing in the relationship. Gratitude doesn't have to be elaborate. A simple thank you for making dinner, a note acknowledging their support, or a moment of recognition for the small kindnesses they offer every day. These gestures add up. Over time, gratitude shifts the lens through which you see your partner. Instead of focusing on what's missing or what irritates you, you begin to notice what's present, what's good, what you'd miss if it were gone. And in that noticing, love deepens. Some people experience limerence, an intense obsessive form of love. For most people, falling in love is intense but manageable. But for some, it becomes something more consuming, a state called limerence. Coined by psychologist Dorothy Tenov in the 1970s, limerence describes an involuntary, obsessive infatuation characterized by intrusive thoughts, emotional dependency, and a desperate need for reciprocation. People experiencing limerence think about the object of their affection almost constantly. They analyze every interaction, searching for signs of mutual feeling. They experience euphoria when connection seems possible and despair when it doesn't. It's not just attraction. It's overwhelming, sometimes distressing, a state that can interfere with daily life. Limerence is different from love, though the two can overlap. Love involves care, trust, and mutual respect. Limerence is more about fantasy, projection, and need. It often fades when the relationship becomes real and routine. or when it's clear the feelings won't be returned. Not everyone experiences limerence, and those who do don't experience it with every attraction. But for those who have felt it, it's unforgettable. A reminder that love, in some forms, can be as painful as it is powerful. Love languages describe different ways people give and receive love. In the 1990s, counselor Gary Chapman introduced the concept of love languages, 5 primary ways people express and experience love: words of affirmation, acts of service, receiving gifts, quality time, and physical touch. The idea is simple but powerful. Not everyone feels love the same way. One person might feel most cared for when their partner says, "I love you," or offers verbal encouragement. Another might value actions, appreciating when their partner does the dishes or runs an errand without being asked. Others feel loved through thoughtful gifts, undivided attention, or physical affection. Problems arise when partners speak different love languages without realizing it. You might be offering what you'd want to receive, but it's not what they need. Understanding your partner's love language and your own can bridge that gap. It's not about changing who you are. It's about learning to translate love in ways the other person can hear. Love languages aren't a cure-all, but they're a useful framework. They remind us that love is not one size fits all, and that sometimes the key to connection is simply learning to speak the other person's dialect. The brain treats rejection like physical injury. We've touched on this before, but it bears repeating. Rejection hurts, not metaphorically, actually. Brain imaging studies show that social rejection activates the same neural pathways as physical pain. When you're rejected, ignored, or excluded, your brain responds as if you've been physically harmed. This makes sense from an evolutionary perspective. For early humans, being cast out of the group was life-threatening. Rejection meant vulnerability, danger, and reduced chances of survival. So the brain evolved to treat social exclusion as a serious threat, triggering a pain response to motivate reconnection. Today, rejection might not threaten survival, but the pain remains. A breakup, an unreturned text, the sense that someone no longer wants you, all of it can feel like a wound. And in a way, it is. Understanding this can bring compassion, both for yourself and for others. The hurt is real. It's not weakness or overreaction. It's biology, ancient and deep. And like any injury, it heals with time, care, and the reassurance that you are still whole, still worthy, still capable of being loved. Rituals and traditions strengthen relationships. Relationships thrive on novelty, but they also need consistency. One of the most effective ways to build that consistency is through rituals, small, repeated actions that create a sense of stability, connection, and shared identity. Rituals can be as simple as a goodnight kiss, a Saturday morning coffee routine, or a yearly anniversary trip. They don't have to be elaborate. What matters is that they're predictable, meaningful, and shared. These repeated moments become anchors, touchstones you can return to, even when life gets chaotic. Research shows that couples with shared rituals report higher satisfaction and resilience. The rituals create a rhythm, a sense that this is who we are together. They also build positive associations, linking specific actions with warmth, safety, and closeness. In long-term relationships, it's easy to drift into autopilot. Rituals interrupt that drift. They remind you to pause, to connect, to honor the relationship even in the midst of everything else. Small as they are, they hold love in place. Romantic rejection can activate creative breakthroughs. Heartbreak is painful, but it's also transformative. Some of the world's greatest art, music, literature, and innovation has emerged from the ashes of romantic rejection. When love doesn't work out, the intensity of that emotion, the grief, the longing, the questioning, can fuel creative expression in profound ways. Psychologists suggest that rejection forces us to reassess ourselves, our desires, and our place in the world. That introspection, combined with heightened emotion, creates fertile ground for creativity. The pain demands an outlet, and for many, that outlet becomes art. Think of the songs, poems, and novels born from unrequited love or devastating breakups. Think of the personal growth, the career pivots, the bold decisions made in the aftermath of loss. Rejection cracks us open, and sometimes light pours through. This doesn't romanticize pain or suggest heartbreak as desirable, but it does acknowledge that even in loss, there is potential. Even in endings, something new can begin. Pheromones may influence attraction, but is still debated. We often hear that pheromones, chemical signals released by the body, play a role in attraction and mate selection. In many animals, this is clearly true, but in humans, the science is less certain. Some studies suggest that humans do respond to chemical cues, that we're drawn to people whose immune system genes differ from our own, increasing the likelihood of healthy offspring. Others have found that women's menstrual cycles can be influenced by the presence of other women, suggesting some form of chemical communication. But humans are complicated. We rely heavily on vision, language, and culture. If pheromones do play a role, it's likely subtle, one factor among many in the complex calculus of attraction. What is clear is that scent matters. We're drawn to certain smells and repelled by others. Whether that's pheromones or just personal preference, it's part of the invisible chemistry that pulls two people together or pushes them apart. Love makes you more empathetic. When you care deeply about someone, your brain begins to blur the line between self and other. You start to feel their emotions almost as if they were your own. This heightened empathy is one of love's most profound effects, and it extends beyond just your partner. Studies show that people in loving relationships are more empathetic overall, more attuned to the emotions of friends, strangers, and even people in distant, abstract situations. Love seems to soften the boundaries of the self, making you more open, more compassionate, more willing to consider another's perspective. This is partly because of oxytocin, which enhances the brain's ability to read emotional cues. But it's also psychological. When you've been vulnerable with someone and had that vulnerability met with kindness, you learn that others are not so different from you. You become more patient, more forgiving, more willing to extend the same grace you've received. Love doesn't just change how you feel about one person. It changes how you see the world. The honeymoon phase usually lasts 12 to 18 months. Every relationship has a beginning, a time when everything feels effortless, magical, drenched in dopamine and possibility. This is the honeymoon phase, and while it's beautiful, it's also temporary. For most couples, it lasts between 12 and 18 months. During this time, your brain is awash in neurochemicals that promote bonding, excitement, and a somewhat rose-tinted view of your partner. You overlook flaws, prioritize time together, and feel a kind of euphoria that can border on obsession. But as your brain adjusts, as the novelty fades and the relationship becomes familiar, those chemicals level off. This doesn't mean love is ending. It means it's maturing. The intensity gives way to something steadier, something that can sustain itself through the ordinary rhythms of life. Some people mistake this shift for falling out of love, and relationships often end during this transition. But for those who stay, who learn to find beauty in the calm after the storm, a deeper kind of love emerges, not less real, just quieter, and in many ways stronger. Slow dancing synchronizes heartbeats. There's something intimate about slow dancing, not the choreographed kind, but a simple, swaying kind where two people hold each other and move together to music. And part of what makes it so powerful is biological. Slow dancing can literally synchronize your heartbeats. When two people are close, moving in rhythm, their physiological systems begin to align. Heart rates, breathing, even brain waves can start to match. It's a form of social synchrony, a quiet merging that happens below the level of conscious awareness. This synchronization reinforces feelings of closeness and trust. When your bodies are literally in sync, it creates a sense of harmony, of being attuned to one another. It's why dancing, whether at a wedding or in a quiet kitchen, can feel so bonding. No words are needed, just movement, touch, and the slow, steady beat of two hearts learning to move as one. Love can help you live longer. It sounds almost too good to be true, but the evidence is compelling. People in loving, supportive relationships live longer than those who are isolated or in unhappy relationships. The effect is significant, sometimes adding years to a person's lifespan. Why? Because love provides a buffer against stress, which is one of the most damaging forces on the human body. Chronic stress accelerates aging, weakens the immune system, and increases the risk of heart disease, stroke, and other illnesses. Love, by reducing stress and providing emotional support, protects against all of this. Beyond stress reduction, people in relationships are more likely to have someone who encourages healthy behavior, notices when something's wrong, and provides care during illness. They're less likely to engage in risky behavior and more likely to seek medical help when needed. Love in this way is more than emotional nourishment, it's physical protection. A daily practice of care that, over a lifetime, adds up to years. Quiet years spent in the presence of someone who matters. Some cultures have arranged marriages with high success rates. In much of the Western world, romantic love is seen as the foundation of marriage. But in many cultures, marriages are arranged, often by families, based on compatibility, values, and practical considerations, rather than initial romantic attraction. And interestingly, many arranged marriages are quite successful. Studies suggest that satisfaction in arranged marriages can be just as high, sometimes higher, than in love marriages. How? Because expectations are different. Instead of expecting intense passion from the start, couples expect to grow into love over time. And often, they do. Arranged marriages aren't forced marriages. In most cases, individuals have a say, and the arrangement is based on mutual respect and shared goals. Over time, as the couple builds a life together, affection, trust, and intimacy develop. This doesn't mean arranged marriage is better or worse than choosing your own partner. It simply reminds us that love can grow in many ways, Sometimes it strikes like lightning. Other times, it's cultivated slowly, carefully, through shared experience and choice. The color red is associated with attraction and romance. Red has long been linked to love, passion, and desire. It's the color of roses, hearts, and Valentine's Day. But the association isn't just cultural. There's evidence that red genuinely influences attraction. Studies have shown that people wearing red are perceived as more attractive and sexually desirable. This effect appears in both men and women, across different cultures. The reasons aren't entirely clear, but red may signal health, vitality, and fertility, traits that are evolutionarily valuable in a mate. Red also increases heart rate and arousal, creating a subtle physical response that mirrors the feelings of attraction. Whether it's a red dress, a red tie, or even red surroundings, the color seems to prime us for romance. Of course, color alone won't create attraction where there's none, but it can enhance what's already there, adding a subtle glow to the chemistry between two people, a small, quiet nudge from the spectrum of light. Love can reduce symptoms of depression and anxiety. Mental health struggles are complex and multifaceted, and love alone is not a cure. But research consistently shows that supportive, loving relationships can significantly reduce symptoms of depression and anxiety. When you feel loved, your brain releases oxytocin and endorphins, which counteract stress hormones and create feelings of calm and safety. Love provides emotional validation, a sense that you matter, that your feelings are seen and understood. It offers companionship, reducing the isolation that so often accompanies mental illness. Of course, this only applies to healthy relationships. Toxic, unstable, or codependent relationships can worsen mental health, not improve it. But when love is steady, kind, and reciprocal, it acts as a protective factor, a buffer that makes the hard days more bearable. Love doesn't fix everything, but it helps. It reminds you that you're not alone, that someone is in your corner, and that even in darkness, there is warmth. The average person spends about 2 weeks of their life kissing. If you live a long life filled with affection, you'll spend roughly 2 weeks, 336 hours, with your lips pressed against someone else's. It sounds like a lot, or maybe not enough, depending on how you think about it. Kissing is one of the most intimate gestures we have. It requires closeness, vulnerability, and trust. It releases oxytocin, reduces cortisol, and can even boost your immune system by exposing you to new bacteria in small, manageable doses. But beyond the biology, kissing is communication. A greeting, a promise, a comfort, a spark. It can say hello or goodbye, I love you or I want you, I'm here or I've missed you, all without a single word. 2 weeks might not sound like much in a lifetime, but when you think about all those moments, brief and fleeting, soft and urgent, tender and passionate, it becomes clear. Those 2 weeks are made of thousands of small eternities, each one a quiet affirmation that you are loved, desired, and chosen. And now, as we reach the end of this journey through love in all its forms, let the world grow soft around you. We've wandered through chemistry and heartbeats, ancient traditions and modern science, the joy of connection and the ache of loss. We've learned that love is not one thing but many, a feeling, a choice, a practice, a mystery. Somewhere right now, 2 hearts are synchronizing. A hand is reaching for another. A voice is saying, for the first time or the 1000th, I love you. And somewhere, someone is healing from love lost, learning that even in endings, there is growth, strength, and the quiet possibility of beginning again. You are part of this story too, not separate from love, but woven into it, shaped by it, and capable of offering it in countless ways to a partner, a friend, a family member, or even to yourself. So wherever you are, allow your mind to rest. Let your breath slow. Let your thoughts grow soft at the edges. Love is always nearby, in the small gestures, the daily kindnesses, the moments of presence and care. It doesn't always announce itself with fireworks. Sometimes it just sits beside you, quiet and steady, like a hand in yours in the dark. Sleep well, and thank you for spending this time here thinking about love. May your dreams tonight be gentle, your rest be deep, and may you wake tomorrow a little more aware of all the love that surrounds you, seen and unseen, spoken and silent, always present, always near. Good night.